Did Brian Laundrie kill Gabby Petito? Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button to avoid missing any amazing video from us. Everyone's talking about Gabby Petito, but they're having the wrong conversation, experts say. Gabby Petito's father posted a photograph of his daughter on Twitter Saturday night with the caption, "She touched the planet." It wasn't an overstatement. Petito's disappearance and death captivated the public, consumed by anguish for her family and anxious for answers within the highly publicized case. The 22-year-old vanished while on a cross-country expedition alongside her fiancé Brian Laundrie, 23. Her family last heard from her on August 30, 2 days before Laundrie returned home without her. An autopsy was performed Tuesday on a body found in Wyoming, and it confirmed the remains were those of Petito. Police named Laundrie, who disappeared himself, as a person of interest within the case. The Petito case was received overwhelming media attention and public scrutiny, but experts in generated violence said coverage and conversation lack context on the broader dynamics that make violence against women a pervasive social problem. Bodycam footage in a 911 call before Petito's death raised questions on possible violence issues between the couple. 1 in 3 women has experienced intimate partner violence, consistent with the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, and quite half female homicide victims within the US are killed by the current or former male intimate partner. Experts said the bodycam footage is rife with red flags. Laundrie appears calm, laughing and bonding with officers, despite initially speeding far away from them. One seems so intimate he understands Laundrie, because he's been married for several years. Laundrie calls Petito crazy, but says he cares about her anyway. Petito's demeanor was markedly different. An officer said that when he tried to speak to her, she was hyperventilating. Petito said Laundrie grabbed her face, and officers are heard discussing how a witness said they saw him shove her. Petito tells officers she hit Laundrie. The response to law enforcement is typical. She's extremely upset and blaming herself, while he's calm and also blaming her, said Ruth Glenn, president of the National Coalition Against Violence. One officer asked Petito, "Is he usually pretty patient with you?" Officers decided Petito was the aggressor. "It seems like the standard good old boy culture among enforcement," Lynch said. And then there's leaning into the stereotypes. "Oh, she's just crazy," or "she's hysterical," minimizing, trivializing domestic violence and abuses like these as minor little things between couples. How terrified she was is a bigger indication than any of the scratches on his face. A 911 caller who reported the incident told the dispatcher said the gentleman was slapping the girl and hitting her, consistent with media reports. Experts said dangerous stereotypes about domestic violence persist and are partly why the public and law enforcement need better education on the dynamics of abuse around concepts of such bilateral violence self-defense. Harmful myths about violence include the idea that it's easy for victims to go away, that assistance is always available when sought, and that abusers are easy to identify. "I just obtained every inch of this poor girl's life for my personal entertainment. Despite its pervasiveness and brutality, violence is usually minimized or trivialized." Oh, you haven't heard of Gabby Petito? Oh my god, you're missing out. This stuff is so good. TikTok creator Jessica Dean said in a viral video, blasting users' callousness. "I made a 28-part monetized series on my TikTok all about it, going over every single detail, including her Spotify playlist. I just obtained every inch of this poor girl's life for my personal entertainment." Social media has contributed to outsized attention around the case, which Lynch said probably fuels the spectacle. "People get sucked into it," she said, as if they're watching something on true crime, when really behind all that, ultimately, is a woman who died. Women of color experience higher rates of violence, but rarely have their stories told. Domestic violence disproportionately impacts women of color, though their stories rarely capture national attention. Indigenous women experience the very best rates of violence and homicide. From 2011 to September 2020, 710 indigenous persons were reported missing in Wyoming, and 57% of them are women, consistent with a report funded by the Wyoming Division of Victim Services. Only 30% of indigenous homicide victims had newspaper media coverage, compared with 51% of white homicide victims. I don't need to require anything far away from what happened to Gabby or what her family's browsing. We would just ask the media to also realize that this is happening to other families too, Stewart said. Black women are more likely to experience domestic violence-related homicide than white women, according to a report in 2020 from the Violence Policy Center, which said their deaths have almost always been overshadowed by the tall violence has taken on black males. "Isn't the only one who has had this sort of experience," Glenn said. "Why is this one at the highest of the news? I'm asking journalists, why is this one different?" What do you think? Did he really kill her? Let me know in the comment section. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell icon to never miss any updates. See you soon in another exciting video.